I'm gonna turn you guys on to the best pizza in North America that will rival New York, New Jersey, Naples, and Rome. And best of all, it's made with sourdough pizza crust. And you know the kicker about it? It's right here in my city, Knoxville, Tennessee. And it's called Adobo Pizza. Let's go check it out. I'm with Brian from Adobo Pizza. He is the owner, the founder, the creator of this amazing pizzeria right here in Knoxville. And I wanted to ask you two quick questions. Why did you start Adobo Pizza?
I opened it because I think everybody has this one big idea that sits inside of them and grows, and it kind of forces you to act on it at some point in your life. And for me, at a very young age, I had this idea that I really wanted to open a restaurant.
Right.
And that sat with me through different careers, different career paths. And eventually I got to a point where I had the hubris to think I knew what I was doing, and I took the risk.
And had you been in the restaurant business before?
I was a cook, I was a server.
So he's got experience, he's not a rookie.
I definitely have experience. Yeah.
And why sourdough?
Yeah. Why sourdough? Well, my mother-in-law bought me a book that I was able to teach myself how to bake with sourdough bread. I kind of fell in love with the process.
So did I, by the way,
Yeah.
if y'all have seen any of my content.
Aside from it being delicious, nutritious, and very complicated, I thought it would be a great backbone for a pizzeria in that it would always keep our staff on our toes. Unique. It's not easy. So with the restaurant, it's easy to fall into autopilot.
Sure.
You can't do that with sourdough.
Oh, that's true. There's tricks to the trade. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go behind the scenes, we're gonna check out pizza making, we're gonna check out some of the prep work, and we're gonna see what takes place to make such a great pizzeria great. Over here is where the work starts in the morning, and they make the pizza dough, and that is gonna be the dough for the next day.
Yep, so to back up a little bit, we have two styles of pizza that we make. One of those styles is a Neapolitan style. So it's a wood-fired pizza. It's cooked very quickly in a brick oven with a live fire. That style comes from Naples, Italy. That's what we serve to the guests
by the way.
Dining in. It's a lovely place. And then we also serve a larger format New York style that's slightly lower in hydration and longer of a bake time, but it's more portable to go in a pizza box. So we make two different types of dough for that. But largely, we mix flour, water, salt in our starter.
Right.
We let it go through what's called a bulk ferment. Then after that, we ball it, shape it, and go through a final proof before it gets turned into pizzas. Our Neapolitan pizzas are baked the same day we've made the dough.
Oh, really?
And our New York pizzas, what we call our New York affectionately, are often made the next day and sometimes 2 days later.
Really?
Yep.
All right, Brian, I'm noticing your flour. Why this flour?
So we use an Italian flour. It means the wheat is generally grown in Europe, whether it's in Italy or Ukraine or somewhere in the breadbasket of Europe. The mills for this flour are in Italy. The brand is Caputo. It's probably the most widely recognized pizza flour brand in the world. They make a lot of different types of flour.
And this is 00?
This technically is 00 and single zeros. The zeros has to do with the fineness it's milled.
So can you explain that really quick?
Sure.
A lot of people have no clue. O, like what does that mean?
Yeah, so when you're sending wheat berries through a mill, there are burrs or stones. Now how close those stones are gonna determine how fine the flour is, and then additionally how much it's been sifted. So a finer flour absorbs water at a different rate.
Oh, see, that's probably something I didn't even realize, that the finer it is, the more water or faster it can absorb it, right?
Exactly.
It makes a lot of sense.
So a Neapolitan pizza, which is our primary pizza, is a style of pizza that's cooked very quickly in a very hot oven. And many people think you need a heavily hydrated dough, which is actually not entirely true, because the pizza doesn't spend enough time in the oven to fully evaporate the water that's in it.
Oh, see, that's where my mistake is.
Yeah.
Because I will have to show you. I have my own pizza oven. It's a pretty darn big one. It's wood fired. You'd be proud of me. You're like, dang, Tim, you got it going on.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, nothing like that out there. But that's where I'm making a mistake, is because I love to make things for home. It's too high of a hydration.
Well, you can keep your hydration, but just pull back on your temperature. Allow your dough to properly rise in the oven. So when I say rise, I mean like oven spring.
Okay.
So
instead of cooking at 900, I should probably go cook at 650.
Maybe 750, 800, and you just back off of it that way. So those two levers, hydration or temperature, are going to be the levers that you move in dialing in your pizza.
All right, so we're going to have to dial that in. I'm going to have Brian come over and cook in my pizza oven at home. Maybe have him bring over some of his dough. We might make that happen. You got sourdough starter, and it gets fed how often?
How often do we feed it? So we feed our sourdough starter every 12 hours. So 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. every
once
day.
a day?
Twice a day.
Twice a day. Okay, and why do you feed it every 12 hours?
Well, that's our schedule based off of the rhythms of the restaurant. So when we
Makes
make our
sense.
dough, when we bake our dough, and when we serve our pizzas, all dictate when we want to feed our sourdough starter.
Okay, and then is this it right here?
Yes, so what you're looking at is a custom-built piece of equipment by one of our incredible employees, Casey. So this thing we call our fermentation chamber. And if you look in it, it looks like a pretty standard pre-ferment.
Yeah, it does.
So in that is flour, water, and then naturally occurring yeast and bacteria. So it is a wild, natural ferment. Every night.
It smells just like what I'm used to. That smells amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty pungent.
Okay, so when do you start forming your dough?
Yep. In the morning, the first task our prep cook does, aside from organizing the kitchen, is to start the dough. So first thing in the morning between 8 and 9
That's going to be done back here, this big back kitchen, right?
Exactly. So this is one of our two kitchens. We have an electric Pizza Master oven back here that we cook a larger format New York style pizza out of. But we
I've
also
had those.
have,
They are phenomenal, by the way, and
thank
you can
you.
get those to go.
Okay, so after we have shaped and balled our pizza dough, they get stacked in large pizza bins. You can kind of see them around here, 12 per bin. Then they get stacked and moved around on little, we call them skateboards. Those sit out ready for when we open the restaurant, which opens at 5.
Okay.
So the earliest we would make a pizza is 5 o'clock, typically.
So we're still in the back kitchen here at Adopo Pizza, and this is a set of 3 ovens. It's where you cook your...
This is where we cook our larger format, what we say are New York style pizzas.
Which they are amazing, by the way.
Thank you. This oven is fully electric, which as of a few years ago, you would have probably preferred a gas oven, but the technology in these ovens have come a long way. So this oven consists of 3 decks.
So is that because you can give you a little more consistent heat temperature?
Yes,
without
exactly.
fluctuations?
Consistent, precise, and also really good bounce back temperature after the pizzas come off.
Okay.
So each of these decks can hold about 6 pizzas. So at any one time, we could have 18 pizzas going.
Wow.
We don't push this kitchen to that capacity because it would be a little bit too much for the size of what we do.
Gotcha.
But it's a significant upgrade from what we had before.
Right. And then I assume inside what I'm looking at is just like pizza stones?
It is, yep. It's lined with that kind of Italian brick, fire brick at the bottom.
Oh, really? Interesting. Okay.
And these ovens have heating elements at the top and underneath the stone. So you can manipulate that by changing these numbers for the top and bottom.
Oh, no kidding. One of the things that I love about Adopo Pizza is the quality of their ingredients, and that doesn't just happen by chance and just go to your local grocery store or your typical food supplier. One of the things that I learned is they source the best possible ingredients, and they're very intentional about it. And I'm gonna let Brian share.
So something that people might not know about our restaurant is the commitment to sourcing produce locally, or at least regionally. And one of the partnerships that we're really proud of is a farm called Special Growers. And Special Growers is a farm in Maryville, Tennessee that primarily employs people with special needs, hence the name Special Growers. And they teach these, they teach their employees how to farm. And in this case, they grow basil for us, they grow parsley, they grow mint, fresh chives, fresh oregano, and we get 2 deliveries a week. And they supply to some of the best restaurants around. And that's one of many. We also have professionally and personally invested in other farms. We've loaned money to farmers to build greenhouses, who can then turn around and grow us more arugula, more kale, more beets. It's really a symbiotic relationship, and we take it seriously.
All right, first things first, we'll just give it a little pre-flouring on top. Sourdough especially can be pretty sticky whenever we're working with it. Cut out the box here. This is one of the things that I put a lot of emphasis on training whenever we got new people. You want to be really careful just to keep it in the same shape as it's in the box. If you keep it in a circle, it's a lot easier to work with whenever you're spreading it out. So, with this dough, especially where we're dropping it on the deck, you want to make sure that base is really nice and strong. So I'm going to do most of the stretching right here, especially patting out this air. I'm going to do as much of it as I can right on the table. Once I feel like I've got most of that air pushed out and it's feeling pretty good right now, pick it up, start giving it a nice stretch, making sure I'm really stretching right here around the crust. I don't want to put too much emphasis on stretching out the middle. So I'll place it on. You want to be pretty gentle placing it on. I'll give it a little bit of an extra stretch here. Just gonna start with a little bit of sauce. Then let's do a little bit of cheese right here. So with this pizza, we do about half the portion of cheese as we normally would. And we'll let it cook all the way through. And then about halfway through the bake, we'll add a little bit more of the aged mozzarella. And I'll hit it with some garlic. A little bit of extra cheese, filling out any spots over here.
All right, I am ready for dinner at Adobo Pizza.
How many tonight?
This is gonna be 4.
4. Alrighty, y'all can follow me right this way.
Fantastic. Time to eat. We're getting ready for dinner.